Thank you for tuning into another episode of Dread Captures. In today's video, we'll be looking at some very brave animals and unlikely friendships. We have a real witch caught on camera, the potential home of Bigfoot, and a headless apparition caught on camera. Let's get into the stories. Filmed in Nepal, our first video really caught me off guard. A man was walking his dog in the woods when his dog stopped and started growling at something crouched and hiding in the grass. The dog starts barking at the creature. The man seems to notice and pulled out his cell phone to record the encounter. As soon as the owner started recording, his dog went to investigate what was hiding. And when he did, a huge black creature charged the much smaller dog. And you can tell that this wolf just wanted the dog to get away. He wasn't planning on hurting him. A wolf that big could have easily chased down that dog. I think this is insane. Let me know what you guys think. Our next clip was captured by a hunter. A creepy hand can be seen come into focus, and almost instantly you can tell that it doesn't belong to a human. The weird creases on the fingers, and if you look closely, the fingers are slender and have long nails. When the trailcam video is slowed down, you can also see some thick hair. The hand looks like it could belong to a huge man or some type of creature. People that have seen the video speculate that this is the hand of Bigfoot. What do you guys think this could be? In an amazing trailcam capture from Big Cypress National Preserve in the Florida Everglades, we see a sneaky bobcat very much interested in raiding an unguarded nest of eggs. But then Mom shows up. But the bobcat keeps his distance, knowing the python could crush him to death. The bobcat returns at night and the snake is gone. The bobcat looks like he picked something up with his mouth, right there. A researcher who discovered the encounter checked the nest the next day, and all of the eggs had been destroyed. This amazing camera capture happened on a small farm when a falcon swooped into the pen and grabbed an oblivious chicken. As the feathers fly and the chicken tries to get away, a rooster makes an attempt at breaking the two birds apart, to no avail. But have no fear, here comes Mr. Goat to the rescue. Mr. Goat flies in there and tries to use his head to break the chicken loose from the falcon. But the falcon is relentless and probably pretty stunned that the chicken is putting up such a good fight. After one more good headbutt from the goat, and the hawk realizing it's 2-on-1, he releases the chicken and flies off. You can see the chicken scurry off to the hen house and the goat gets up, probably feeling pretty proud of himself. In Canada, a hunter caught a pretty cool experience on his trail camera. The owner had been watching this deer for the last year or so, and one evening he saw him drift into his camera. A few days later when he gathered the footage, what he saw next startled him, and the deer apparently. A whitetail buck either shakes his antlers off or hits them against the tree in the background, I can't tell. But either way, the deer sheds them and takes off running. For those of you just as surprised as the deer that his antlers fell off, don't worry. A drop in testosterone after the rut causes weakness in the connection tissue and the antlers fall off. Antlers drop annually in late winter, typically January through March. The dropped antlers are called sheds, and the process doesn't hurt the buck. Still cool to see. In the light of day, it's a fact that big cats are always on the lookout for prey. Unless they only act like enemies for the camera. Either way, check these two out after the hard day's work of acting is finished. The trailcam video shows a cougar and a deer walking together calmly in the woods, rather than running or chasing one another. The deer is actually following the cat. It's incredible. I'd love to know if you guys have seen anything like this. And on another note, the submission said that this was a bobcat, but to me it looks like a cougar, mountain lion. The tail seems much thicker than a bobcat's. Anyhow, I'd love to know your thoughts on the video and the actual cat in the video. And either way, it looks like the joke's on us. Our next video shows footage that was taken of a crazy looking creature wading in some water, heading towards the woods, seemingly posing for the camera. This image has been floating around for some time. cryptozoologists and other experts have not been able to identify this creature. I'd love for you guys to take a crack at it. Is it a person dressed in a costume or a terrifying river monster? My first instinct, I was reminded of the book Where the Wild Things Are. And if this picture is real, it makes me wonder if there is something special about cryptids and other unknown creatures. It seems that every time one is captured on camera, the pictures are blurry or the video is too grainy to get a good look at it. I'm not suggesting they're fake, but our technology these days is very powerful. Could there be some type of force field or scrambling power that these creatures possess? I'd love to know your thoughts on this theory and what this creature is. This video shows a pack of wolves trying to push a massive brown bear off a scavenged kill. Now, 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, these wolves would be no match for a bear this size. But with the strength in numbers, they are putting some pressure on the bear and pushing him closer to the retention pond. The bear even takes a swipe, but you can tell there's no malice behind it. The bear seems to be very calm under duress. Eventually, the wolves pushed the bear away from the rotting carcass and enjoyed a free meal. Here we have another video displaying animal bravery. We all know deer are normally very docile animals, but all hell broke loose when this deer saw a falcon dive bomb an unsuspecting rabbit. The deer came sprinting out of the edge of the woods and springs into action trying to separate the two animals. After a brief scuffle ensues, the falcon flew away with an empty stomach and the rabbit scurried off, without even a thank you. By now, we've all seen plenty of footage of Bigfoot, but this gentleman took it a step further. He went on a search for Bigfoot's home. He claims he found a strange structure built deep in the woods and decided to set up a trail cam right in front of it. And as you can see, as nightfall came, a shadowy figure appeared behind the structure. And while the night pictures weren't clear, the daylight pics were. And they showed a giant ape-like creature covered with dark, matted hair. The man said he had to have been 8 or 9 feet tall, and he also noted a very distinct smell around this habitat. I wonder what the smell could be. And do we think this is real, or is this just another hoax? Now this trail cam capture is just amazing. Wolves, and even more so deer, are very active on trail cameras all over the world. But it's not often you're able to catch a full-blown wolf pack attack on film. Now this particular spot on this man's property is known for deer, and there has actually been a pack of wolves in the area for a few weeks. And one night, the wolves went into attack mode. But unfortunately, I'll have to stop the video halfway because it gets a little gruesome. But rest assured, I'll link it down in the description because it truly is an amazing clip and I want you guys to see it. And let me know in the comments if you've ever seen anything like this. This next video is absolutely terrifying. News reports that this was filmed somewhere between Qatar and Saudi Arabia by Saudi policemen. The story goes that they were on patrol in a squad car when they noticed a woman on a dark road, steadily walking towards them. She was dressed in all white with black hair, hunched over and using a walking stick to get her along. You can hear the men conversing. Then she eventually starts running towards the car, and they are screaming and putting it in reverse. She eventually stops her pursuit and veers off into the dark, but the officers position and shine their lights on her, flashing them at her. She's turned away from the vehicle, but whips around and goes back after them, and you hear them all scream in terror. Honestly, I have my suspicions about whether this video is real or fake, but at the end of the day, no matter what, it scared the crap out of me. This video takes us to Iraq, where some kids are doing some urban exploring in an abandoned school. They hadn't seen much outside of what you'd expect to find in an abandoned building. But then one of the boys, speaking Arabic, mentions that his phone that had been fully charged when they walked into the building was now nearing 0%, and he suddenly didn't feel well. His friends probably told him to suck it up and keep moving. And when they do, the cameraman nonchalantly pans around an empty classroom, and you can hear a call to prayer from a local mosque in the background. And they caught this unbelievable footage. The boys couldn't see the headless figure with their naked eyes, and, as you can tell, had no reactions. It was only after they watched the footage back that they noticed the headless apparition walking towards them. Talk about freaky. What would you guys have done?